Hey, Kelvin, how big was Jawan Roberts tonight coming off the bench?
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought he was the player of the game for us. He changed the game. I thought Reggie was playing hard, but he wasn't getting anything done. It's unfortunate got to be productive. J1 went in there and we just started dominating the boards. I think we wound up beating them. We were plus 15 on the boards, but that's probably the best he's played since Alabama. But you know what? In his defense, he hasn't been getting a lot of opportunities. He's playing behind the all-time winningest player in the history of the University of Houston basketball program, at Fabian White. So it's not like we're running a democratic. That's a democratic position. They plays a lot of minutes. That's just the way we do it. But when Josh went down, I just had a gut to go with J1. I put Reggie in there first, and so you know what? Sometimes kids need to know that you believe in them. So I put J1 in there, started getting home on the boards, and then the second half, he was outstanding again. One of the things that we're constantly telling our kids, none of us are as good as all of us. So whether it's Marcus going down or Tremont going down, last time we played these guys, Jamal only played low 20s, 23, 24 minutes. Tonight, we didn't have Josh. We've had games where we didn't have Taze. Kyler went down, but this team has a resolve about them and a toughness about them that I really respect. Before I go any further, I just want to publicly apologize to Tulane's fans, their players and coaches, especially for that last dunk. I mean, that's not a classy move. I hated that. I had the team that did that against us one time. It's just unnecessary. The game's over. It wasn't JVR's fault. It was Jamal's. Jamal should have thrown it to him. So I had a word with Jamal after the game. You just don't do that. I think he had good intentions. JVR's from New Orleans. He was back home. He just got in the game. He just wanted to help him. But you don't do that. The game's over. We don't need any more points. And I'm sure that Tulane took that as we were kind of showing him up a little bit. But that's unnecessary, and I really want to apologize to the coaches and players from Tulane.
Go to Joseph Duarte with the Houston Chronicle. Joseph, go ahead, please.
Kelvin, the importance of getting Kyler going again, confidence wise, and just also being able to provide some offense. How big was that to sort of get him going as you get towards the end of the season?
It doesn't matter what time of it is. We don't talk to our kids when they're making shots or missing shots. We focus on defense and rebounding. Again, Jalen Forbes is one of the toughest matchups in our league. So is Jalen Cook. So is Kevin Cross. There's a reason that team's 9-5 in the conference. I mean, they're really good. That's a good offensive team, and to come in here and defend them like that is spearheaded by Kyler. But we knew eventually he was going to get going. He struggled. We had great looks the first half against their zone. Great looks. But the second half, we just tweaked two things. Not going to talk about what they were, but we came out and the ball got spinning from side to side, and when the ball moves, it'll usually find the open guy. But then I thought Jamal did a really good job of penetrating under control and finding the shooter. So, 3 days after, he plays almost 50 minutes. Kyler plays almost 50 minutes. For those guys to come out and play that hard in the second half when it was winning time. Just respect. I'm around these kids every day, so nothing they do surprised me at this point.
We'll go to Chris Gardner, please. Chris, go ahead.
Coach, did you make any adjustments to substitutions in the first half?
Yeah. We put Reggie in his normal rotation. But I didn't like the way he was rebounding the ball, so I decided to play J1 and Fabian together. And that made a difference. And then the second half, I didn't fool around with that. As soon as Josh picked up his fourth foul, I just went right with J1. So that was it. Backcourt, we don't have any other options. We play Ramon off the bench, and that's it. So J1 was a big part of our success tonight.
Got time for one more question. If anybody has it, does anybody have a question? I don't see a hand raised. We'll go to Brett Martell, please. Brett, go ahead, please.
Hey there, Coach. Nice win. I noticed 62% shooting in the second half. I think you mentioned the ball movement, but it's a little hard for me to hear over here. Sorry. Could you touch on what you think really went into the high shooting percentage when you guys were able to pull away?
Yeah. It started with not turning the ball over. The last time we played them, we had so many sloppy, mindless passes that I think they scored 14 points off our turnovers. And tonight they only scored 7, which is pretty good because, they're usually a pretty good defensive team. But we had 31 baskets, 20 assists, and only 8 turnovers. That's what good teams do when you go on the road. You take care of the ball and you move it. And when the ball moves, we just told our guys, don't hesitate, let it fly. And if it misses, we're going to go attack the offensive glass. I think that was one of the things that really triggered Quentin Grimes' confidence last year, was when we kept telling him, don't worry about missing shots. Just take every open shot you have, and if you miss it, we'll go get it, so don't worry about it. And so we kept mentioning that at halftime. You guys got to shoot open shots because we're getting them. We just couldn't make them. Poor Taze Moore. The first half, I think he was 1 for 5 or 1 for 6, and all of them were wide open. But he wasn't making them. So, and until J1 went in there, we weren't getting the rebounds either. But we tweaked a couple of things on our body movement, the ball movement, and the ball found the open guy. And we have an unselfish team, and they deserve all the credit for that. When you have an unselfish team, that usually means nobody cares who scores. When you got a group that doesn't care who scores as long as we score, that's a pretty special group.